What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lucky Loco coming at you with the video. I had something going on my mind, man. A lot of these channels I watch for, the intriguement of what goes on in the California or whatever prison that goes on. When you watch like the Texas, the Colorado, you watch California, watch all these different prison channels, man. A lot of these people talk about the work they put in, all this stuff they did to make the ranks and get higher and higher and stuff, man. What people tend to leave out is the aftermath of what goes on in prison. When you do go to prison, for me, I was at the lowest point of my life. I had no options. I felt like I had no options. I felt like I had no guidance. I had no other thing to do but to hustle, do what I was doing before I went to prison. And I'll tell you that straight up. It was, I knew it came with the territory. I knew I was going to get caught one day. I knew I was going to die one day. And you live like that. And when you're at the lowest, when you have nothing to lose, you hear that like, man, it's part of the game. You do this, you do that. And it's how you feel about yourself. And that's why we gravitate towards this brotherhood, this carnalismo, this acceptance of putting in work, hurting people, getting over on people, and just at this lowest point of my life. Lowest point at my life to where prison was almost like a badge of honor, was a badge of honor, I definitely have to say, in that type of culture, in that type of environment, where you get praised for, oh, the homie didn't roll it up, he didn't check in, and, no matter what, he always got down, he always punched fools out and stabbed people, just all this different stuff that these stories tend to bring. And let me just give my point of view of all this stuff, man, is I was a loser, man. The biggest loser, poor choices. I put my family through a lot. I miss my son's birth. I miss my daughter. You know, um, a lot of stuff. I watched my family, my nephews, my nieces grow up on my cell walls through pictures, letters, and all this other stuff, man. And these are the things, the traumatic things that you give to your grandparents, your auntie that just passed away, just all these different things, all these different stuff that goes on. And life moves on. And we're still stuck in this mind state that you feel this way. So let's get into while in prison. While you're in prison, you kind of become somebody. You're like, hey, man, he sits over here with these people. Even though all your identity, all your stuff is taken away from you, you're still sitting in this mentality like, hey, he sits with these people. He's down. He didn't check in. No matter how many people came up to press him, he didn't check in. He didn't roll it up. Whatever. I mean, when you get this mentality, you get this thing going, you start running a store, tattoo shop, all these different things. You say, oh, I'm going to, just all these different things. Oh, I pulled a guard. I got a phone. I got tobacco. I got the bag. I got the hustle. And there you feel like you're somebody. So that's the mentality that you have when you come outside and you're like, oh, no, I ain't going to work at McDonald's. I work wherever, man. I worked at Wendy's when I first got out. I worked at Village Inn. I started working at the beef plant. Just, whatever I can get my hands on. And then the type of hustle. And it was crazy. I didn't even know what a tax return was until I got out of prison. That's where the crook from the book is that your boy Lucky Loco, super uneducated, barely knew how to read or write. And coming from a dysfunctional family. So there's the ghetto, there's the barrio, there's Skid Row, and then there's the reservation where I grew up on, where a lot of people unalive themselves, a lot of kids unalive themselves. People are dealing with traumatic situations that don't know how to be parents to their kids, showing lack of love because of these boarding schools. So then there's me that grew up with parents, uncles, and all these other stuff, man, that I don't fault them, but what it did teach me is how not to treat my kids, how not to abandon them. So when I get out, I feel abandoned. I feel like my family turned their backs on me, you know. I felt they gave up on me, righteously so, you know what I mean? Who wants that type of person around that's constantly causing drama and constantly getting into trouble of gang life? It doesn't matter if you're in California or if you're in Mississippi or wherever, even Alaska. There's drama, and there's always going to be thugs, and there's always going to be trouble, no matter where you go on the face of this map. And like even here, I'm here in Toppenish, Washington. And, there's a plenty of trouble out there, man. They'll bring it to you. You come out here trying to act a certain way. This Toppenish is Sereno neighborhood, bro. You know what I mean? This is their stronghold. So you come out here flexing, they're gonna do something about it. And they have in the past, and you should see how small Toppenish is. So I'm just bringing that up to tell you, just these things that when you get out of prison, and people see you, you're all buffed up. Depending on what you did in there, if you're running with the routine and you're running a program, you're working out constantly because you got to become a beast in there. So when you get out, people praise you. Oh, look, that's the homie. And, you start feeling that again, even though nobody wrote you, nobody sent you money, but oh, what's up? Fucking praying for you, homie. And all this other stuff, man. But this is the mentality that you have to break when you want to change your life. You want to elevate, you want to get educated, you want to go to college, you want to do all these different stuff, man. I just seen a video to where this Fresno Bulldog was on the Connect channel. Super inspired, man. Super, all this stuff that he talks about, kept it raw and real, and he wasn't out there flexing like, oh, I did this, I did that, and then ran with it and still felt the need to be respected for it. I don't. That's why I hardly ever talk about prison because, to me, that is the lowest part of my life, and that will always be the lowest of the lowest, man, in there, being told what to do and all this other crazy shit that goes on in there. It's when you get out, you got to get that mentality out of you. A lot of these people that, they carry themselves still like convicts. They still carry it with the badge of honor. I seen some dude over downtown Yakima over at the food stamp place wearing his DOC sweatsuit and DOC Reeboks. I spotted it out right away. I was like, what the heck? What's going on? Like, homie, get out of it. You probably look like you've been out for a minute. Why are you still dressed? Why are you still carrying yourself like that? Because in there, you feel like somebody. Man, I'm the store man. I'm the tattoo man. I'm the one who makes the ink. I'm getting over on these people. I'm hooking up with the guard. I'm out here. You hook up with anybody out here. You know what I mean? You're out here with all these women and options and opportunity. So to break these barriers and have to break these barriers, you got to stop hanging around with these people, man. And that's it. You start to see it. You start getting that narrative that you think you have to be that person. And, I get out of prison, and the first day I get full custody of my son. You know what I mean? That's what made me fall in love. That's honestly when I got my son. That's when I started caring. That's when I started getting, while I was in there, I got my GED. I started getting my education. So when you got somebody who's constantly looking up to you, and you're always, no matter how old they get, you nourish that person. You mold them into a better person, and you try the best you can. You went down his path, and now he's, on probation, but now he's out. I'm at the school right now. He's doing his GED class, which I'm super proud of, man. Just breaking this mentality and keep telling these youngsters this ain't it. You don't have to go to prison to accomplish things, man. When people do go through them, and, some people that change, people move on to better things, but don't think that I'm that convict anymore. I'm not. I'm a businessman now. I'm a family man. I'm so much more than a DOC number. I'm so much more than the tattoos that I have on my body that represent a side, a cause. I'm way more than that. I'm worth way more, and when you don't have somebody telling you this, you start feeling that way. You start feeling, oh, look, I did this, I did that. I went to the yard. I did this many years in prison. And, I know how to make a knife. And it's just like, it goes so far. Echo will stop at the ears of people who really appreciate that. And they'll be like, oh, man, I've been to prison. I did all this. I did that. And that, I see that with all these channels, man. And a lot of them still think they have to be that way. Some of them are fighting cases in there, who I appreciate, man. Good dude. I dig Flacco, but his choices was horrible. I don't think social media was built for the type of trolling these people will put you through. Like, you don't have to be Flacco. You could be Vic. You could be that family man that you were when you're out helping people clean their lives up and do all this other stuff. You don't have to carry yourself that way. I don't think anybody is tuning in to show, oh man, that's a down homie and this and that. People are like, man, I feel bad for him, and I do too. You know, you gotta take your mentality, man. You gotta change and grow and elevate and turn into this person that your kids need to see. I don't care what you do. You do that, do all these crazy stuff, and all these people that are doing life in prison. I'm comfortable where my bed is at. I'm comfortable where I wake up. I'm not the happiest person in the world, but I am super grateful for everything that I have, for everything. I'm broke, I'm bummy, I'm busted and disgusted, but my kids are fed. They got a roof over their head. They got a positive role model in the house. I don't have the luxurious life at all, but I'm out here free. And sometimes when I take shit for granted, I do think about them prison yards. I think about the meals. Oh my God. The meals you have to go through. People beating each other up and selling themselves for brownies off their trays and not even trying to be funny about it, man. It's just the sick, disgusting world of the prison yard. And it's a lot of these people will leave out that they traumatized their grandmother, their mother. They lost all kinds of different, options and opportunities. And a lot of them do end up going back. I mean, look at Flacco. Like, poor guy is looking at the rest of his life, but those are his actions. These are the things that he felt he needed to do. And whatever mentality and all these other people that hang out with him and were like, man, you guys seen me with the lives. Like, hey, me and Rich DM were trying to talk to him and be like, man, just calm down. Don't worry about it. It's social media. It's not that serious. You don't have to go pulling up at people's houses. Somebody calls me a bitch, fat fuck, or whatever. I'm not going to say, I'm going to cruise all the way over to fucking California or Miami and fuck that. That's whatever. I'll wear that label. Whatever. Call me whatever, bro. But the one that I'm super proud of, if when I come home and the kids come running to me with nothing to offer but a companionship and they come up, Dad, hey Dad, I was at school, Dad. Blah, 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 blah. That's what I care about. I care less what anybody else thinks of me. Yeah, might hurt my feelings for like 20, 30 seconds. Drink a cup of coffee and move on with your life, man. Not everybody has that same mentality. I want you to respect the old me. I want to inspire the new me. I want you to know there is opportunity. I want you to know that you can go get your education. And look, right here at this university, I've done 4 catering jobs for this place right here, 4 of them. And they always keep coming back to me because I'm consistent. I got, the unique menu. You guys know what I do. But, just having that mentality, thinking that you're stuck in one area and that you have to be that person, you have to be the store man. I got a grip of ramens at the house, but the kids eat them up. I got a grip of chips, the kids eat them up. I may not have steak and lobster, but hey, F it, whatever. I'm cool with that. As long as I got chicken, ground beef, hamburger helper, hot dogs, and macaroni and cheese, I'm out here waking up in my own bed. Sure, I'm going to, have your respect and be like, oh, he's a lame, he's this, he's that. That's cool, man. I have no problem with that at all. Nothing at all, man. I'll wear that badge. I'll wear that and be like, whatever, call me whatever. That's cool. And a lot of you guys don't. I'm just saying, when people do get on these platforms and woof a whole story of who they used to be and then still carry themselves like they're that person when they change their life around, share that part of the story. A lot of people put themselves in danger because they're already in danger. And I'm not. Sure, danger happens everywhere, but I'm not calling nobody out. I'm 46 years old. I'm happy. I'm content. And I love where life is going because I'm teaching my kids how to become entrepreneurs, how to become a boss, how to better your life. Now, if I had any of that in my life, I would have been a millionaire already. But instead, I'm handing the torch off to my kids, which I'm super proud of the achievements that they're going to get. And they don't have to have, man, my kids are all nerds. And I love it. I have no problem with it at all. Get that education. They're home doing homework. They're out, just being kids. They don't have to do what I did as a kid. At 4 years old, I was already used as an instrument for boosting to get drugs and alcohol. 4 years old, going to these places and letting them load up my backpack to steal stuff, breaking into houses, just teaching me all this wrong stuff, and to where all this wrong stuff got normalized. Selling weed, selling this, selling whatever. And it comes normalized. There's no good and bad. There was no, hey, but I knew the consequences if I got caught. Hold your dirt, do your thing, and, it is what it is. And it's, I just, I'm kind of rambling on different situations, man, but I see a lot of these channels that, I feel sometimes they are glorifying their old self and still think that they have to carry themselves that way, when you absolutely don't. I mean, yeah, sure, you ran a prison yard, you ran this, run your family, run your kids. That's what I'm proud of. I hear the stories because that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to become that boogeyman. I wanted to become that person. But now that I don't, and see what it is, and see all the people that did make it, and the people who got taken out, and all these different horrible stories, man, that I watch and listen to, and know that I dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. All these people, you gotta take that mentality and break it and show these youth something else than these, stab wounds, bullet wounds, and, prison tattoos. And, I like inspirational people, man. I like watching the homie hang out, Paradigm, Flacco. I like watching all these things, but you also got to keep that message positive, because it seems like they're getting away from what, what their power they can do with their audience, and can share this message. Sure, it might not get a bunch of views. You might lose a couple bags on a couple of videos of saying, hey, man, you don't have to go this route to become somebody in the community. Because you see all these different things. You see Cici Puede and all these other cool people out here just living it up. Follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and, and I enjoy Josh. I like watching his stuff, man. Do I agree with him? Not all the time. Do I agree with Boxer? Not all the time. Just because you watch somebody and you have the subscribe button doesn't mean that you have to take sides and be, oh, I'm team this, I'm team that. And these two people have opinions on one another. Right or wrong, I'm staying out the mix. I really don't have nothing to say. If you ask me, it's a bunch of crazy stuff. And do I want to get in the mix of this stuff? No, I don't. I don't want somebody rolling up to my car blasting me because I said something really disrespectful on social media, because there is people that are ride or die and that are the boogeyman. These are the people that you have to be leery of, the people that you have to make sure you're okay, that you're not putting yourself in danger. Well, anyways, that's your boy Lucky Loco doing a rant, but man, just keep it moving, keep it cracking, man, because you don't have to be the boogeyman to have that respect. You walked the yards, you ran prison yards, I get it. You're no longer that person. I don't care how many people, how much work you do afterwards, you're still not that person. If you went back to the yard, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? So stay out of the mix, stay true to yourself, and true to your beliefs, man. For real. I appreciate all my followers. I appreciate all the people that subscribe, that comment, and that support your boy Lucky Loco. I'm just over here trying to keep things cool, keep everything's in motion, man. There's opportunity youth, and I am definitely going to do more videos about positivity, because I respect life, and I respect all the people that are out here hustling. You see these people getting their education, and that's a beautiful blessing, man. Your boy Lucky Loco. Peace.